Hi, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Monster podcast named by Jacob Dudley. He is the star of this podcast. I'm just here to interview him. And how you doing today?
Good.
You doing good? Yeah. And why did you decide you wanted to do a podcast today?
Because I liked it too, so I can do it tomorrow. So I can go down the stairs and do the podcast.
Yeah. Well, you know, the original podcast was done here in this room, so it's kind of cool we're doing it in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who does the other podcast? Who does your dad do that with? Uncle Bob?
Uncle Bob.
Daniel?
Yeah.
And sometimes friends come over?
Yep.
Does it get crazy up here?
Yeah, but sometimes my Mimi comes.
Yeah, but she's not on the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, how old are you, Jacob?
4.
4 years old. When will you be 5?
July 16th.
July 16th. You'll be 5 years old. Yeah. It's going fast, isn't it?
Yep.
Before you know it, you'll be daddy's age.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Monster. Sorry about that. I wasn't supposed to repeat on you there, but it did. I tell you what, trying to set this thing up, it is a bitch.
Oh,
that's it.
So, okay, you gotta stop if you're gonna be.
I told you, dude. We didn't need the dog here.
Well, she wanted.
It's my son Jacob, who is. Well, I don't know when we recorded that. I think it's 2000 and hell, we were in the.
We were in the
big house.
Yeah.
No, it kind of sounds silly when you're looking at us right now. We were in the big house back then, off of Oak Shores. But what I was saying is, we're about near your next birthday. You're about to be 17 years old. That's why this one's called Jacob at 17. I learned the truth at 17, that love was meant for beauty queens and clear-skinned girls with something. You don't know this song?
No, I have no.
You're not missing anything. It's 17, Genesee, and it basically says ugly people get the shaft, is basically what that says. So we were going to do this a while back, you and I, your idea, and you wanted to do an album thing where we compare albums.
Yep.
You know, like from my generation and your generation. But then that sounded a little bit too much like somebody else who did a podcast with their son, and I don't want to be accused of lifting anything. I just thought it would be interesting. We've had well, first of all, if you see the fire on, for some reason, it's April, what is it, the 5th or 6th? What is today? 7th.
It's April 7th.
And it's freezing balls outside and raining outside. So we thought that might be a nice little color touch. We did have it on red because we are a Satanist family.
Oh, yeah.
And we celebrate the Dark Lord. But I wanted this to be a family thing. You sure you're not getting anything but my shoulder on that back camera?
If you look over there, you're going to see.
We're basically shooting this on 2 Kodak portable cameras that you throw away when you're done. We have 700 over there, and we're putting together frames. But no, setting this thing up is really just incredibly difficult. Now I'm worried that light is in the frame. Is that light in the frame on that one over there?
Definitely is, probably.
It is? Who gives a flying F? Anyway, back to Jacob. And this is Lucy, our new dog. And
she's got all the souls combined. We put her in we put like some dog bones in a little jar.
Well, if it was
we grabbed all of the ashes of our old dogs, put them together, mixed it with a little blood, and then now we have Lucy.
Well, if we could move and get out of this position, and you could go over there to the far left is our actual, I guess, Temple of Doom, or what would you call that?
The Temple of Death.
No, when you celebrate somebody, you put up a something in the house. What is it called? Come on.
I don't know.
You're the young one. You should know this. Not a monument. And I'll get 15 emails on this. I'm going to sit here until I remember it. Altar. It's an altar.
Oh.
We have 4 dead dogs over there crammed in the corner. So, so we are going to do that album thing. And the albums couldn't be any further apart. As a matter of fact,
they're so like
one of them's not even music. Well, it's more interesting just to get your opinion because I haven't asked you since we decided to do that bit. And I'm going to sit like this during the whole podcast to hold my back up. A couple of things. I want to thank all the people who have offered to buy me equipment and have done that. I appreciate it, but please, it makes me feel really, really weird. I'm not destitute yet. I'll tell you what, though, missing a page. The fucking birds. God damn it! The fuck.
Shut up,
dude. Can you go cover them? Can you crawl behind me? Will that help it?
I can hop over and
do it. I think it'd be funny for you to hop over and everybody have to watch you do it. Now the dog's going to follow you. She's going to catch a cable. And she's going to trip. We're all going to get the flu. We're going to die. It's going to be a horrible, painful, long, drawn-out death of some kind. And, let me hit a button over here and get this going and make sure that everything is okay in the world of podcasting. He's a great boy. He really is. I've never met someone kinder in my entire life. I'm not talking about Jacob. I just decided to tell you about this kid I met. No. Lazy like I was just when it comes to stuff that you don't care about, like your room. Are you over there somewhere?
I'm right here.
They shut up. Did you see that? I was complimenting you. You're fine. Don't worry about her. Holy cow. It's like playing cards with my brother's kids, as a movie once said, and a guy named Charlie once said a lot. So I was trying to give you some compliments. But, yeah, you're lazy when it comes to your room and stuff like that, and keeping it clean. I was that way too. You know what you're going to learn sometimes, son? Is you're going to learn, like today when I'm getting out of you just make it a habit where when you're leaving a room, you pick up whatever is beside you and try to pick up even more, like one extra thing that it may not even be yours, and it'll get better. So, okay, enough with the silliness. I feel like I should be looking over here too. Oh, fuck. Now that's the bell on the door, and that's the birds. Good night, Lon. Good night. Y'all have fun. Y'all have fun. Yeah, we know you want to go out, bitch. God almighty. The first couple of these I stopped and started them because didn't think they were professional enough.
They're not supposed to be professional.
Lucy, stop now.
It's funny.
And then we have this habit when this time of day, when her mom's about to get home, she has a habit of going outside and wading into the shallow part of the swimming pool because she enjoys everybody freaking out and drying her off. I was trying to say something nice about you. I have another clip here of you. It's a clip of me on the radio, I think, talking about your penis. We'll get to that later on.
No.
Yeah, we'll get to that later on. But you're a nice boy. Still don't know what you want to do in life, except he just kind of secretly placed one of his strats over there. That's his second strat. I wanted him to learn.
It's not even a strat. It's a mix of a Jaguar and a Mustang.
What?
Yeah. That's not a Stratocaster.
Yeah. Who made it?
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain's dead. He can't make guitars?
No, he made
It's a fucking miracle.
The anniversary of his death was yesterday.
Who made it? Fender?
Fender made it, but like he designed it.
I have a point here. It's going to hurt your feelings. That you have 2 guitars now, 3 if you're counting my Taylor, 4 if we ever. That reminds me, my baby Taylor has been at Straight Music Company since November, and I haven't heard a word from them. It's not my baby Taylor either. I got to get that to somebody else. I may have to edit this part out. I don't know what I'm doing here right now. I'm avoiding getting to something serious because I don't want to cry. But I was going to say, I wish we would have mastered the first guitar before we bought your second guitar, and then nobody can see it because it's out of sight. But last Christmas, Mom bought me another acoustic guitar, and I can't play. We're the family that has all the guitars. We play, but we have to have a lot of help. It doesn't come naturally for me. You think it comes naturally for you?
It sort of does. If I look at like guitar tabs or anything like that, it just comes natural for me, and I just go with it.
Yeah, I'm that way with chord graphs. If I'm sitting there looking and it's not too, as long as it's not a James Taylor song, something super complicated, I can bang it out a little bit.
My goal is to start learning sheet music.
Sheet music?
Sheet music.
Sheet music. I would like to learn sheet music. Ever wondered why British people wear those Wellington boots?
Why?
They're so high up, so the sheep's legs fit in the back of them. Do you think I'm an obscene father?
No.
No? Do you like me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, this is the hard part for me. I wanted to tell you this publicly. It's been, I left the radio show in January of 21, January 4th of 21, right? And I have had, before that, I had some real issues going on. We had some real issues going on, right? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to tell you publicly, and I was talking to Mom a few weeks ago. Hell, I've been talking to Mom in therapy every week for a couple of years now, going on 18 months or something like that. But she was telling me that all the compliments I gave her on the air didn't necessarily mean that much because they were on the air. And I thought they meant a lot more because I was on the air telling thousands and thousands of people my opinion of how I felt, right? So I don't know how you feel about this. And I haven't cornered you alone, but I guess I can speak for your mom in this too. I wanted to tell you how much I regret some of the things that you had to witness, mostly me with my wackiness and, but I know there was especially one night in particular, but I'm sorry that you've ever had to witness that, my behavior like that ever in your childhood, because that was never anything that I ever thought could happen. I mean, we can't get into the details of it all. I don't want to. I said last time on the podcast, I want this to be like Dudley and Bob used to be. Now, getting to Dudley and Bob with Matt, that's going to be a tough nut to crack because that was some magic fucking chemistry.
Oh my God.
When Daniel was on and Chewy was on, even when Chewy was on, when Daniel left, I mean, Chewy took up the slack. And I tend to talk about that. And I think it's because I'm working it out. I'm trying to get it all worked. Which camera do I look at?
Any of them.
I'm trying to get it all worked out. He said over his right shoulder. I got to work all that out and realize this is a different part of life. And I always knew that part was going to come to an end on June of 21 anyway. That I wasn't going to get a contract. And look what's happened now. You've lost. Let's see here. You lost originally Jeff Ward, who I hear is back in some capacity on another show in that building, and then you lost Deb. And then you lost me, and then you lost Jason Dick. Is there a running theme here, anybody? There is. There's a running theme that I'm going to wait a while to tell you what it is, an underlying theme. So, intrigue, but there's an underlying theme, and it might have something to do. Well, there's a lawsuit out there, so that's, if you want to find it, I think they did a story or something. I haven't read it personally. Somebody was saying, did you talk? It wasn't me. The only press that calls me is Austin Monthly, and they took a picture of me fat in my swimming pool, and that's about it. But no, the running theme is those were all highly paid individuals, and I get it. Radio can't pay the salaries that they used to be, but there's other stuff. There's other stuff. What was I talking about? I was trying to apologize to you, and I got off. But I really do good. Like. To me, apologizing publicly for some reason, my sick, twisted brain. My brain was live yourself, live your life, live the funny stuff on the air. So I would save stuff and bring it in, not thinking about whose feelings I may hurt or what I may say. I always thought the family knew that anything I said on the air was a joke. I was just trying to make the listeners. And I always try to tell stories that made listeners relate, and a lot of that is the mental health stuff that I got to get away from that on this show too. But so many of you write me about that and tell me about your struggles, and I always try to reply. Sometimes if you send me a DM on Facebook, I don't see it because we're not friends, but I'm trying more and more to go into that scary mailbox. You got to understand, when I was doing KLBJ AM and I was talking about what a shithole Trump was, and I was coming out of limbo. This is still the best bit ever done on radio. How Rush lied to you today. I'm still very proud of it. I would come out of Rush Limbaugh and I would have down at least 4 or 5 lies that he told you. May he rest in peace. Okay. And it's still one of the favorite things I did on the air. Little did I realize that the new owner was the minority owner and that he was listening. They kept saying, there's somebody in upper management. Could you chill on that? And I would go, no, why would I chill on that? You hired me to do this on that AM gig. What did I call that? Rational radio. It should have been called irrational radio, because to do anything rational on KLBJ AM is irrational. Does that make any sense? If you're not pretending that the elections are stolen, and you're not pretending that a man has been accused of rape and sexual assault, 28 times because it would be impossible for that crybaby to do anything wrong. If you're doing that on that station, you are persona non grata, and even off the air, it was pretty interesting. That's for the book later on. Now, where was I before I got off into that? I was talking about how did I end up on the AM? It's your job to listen to what I'm doing and check my mistakes.
You were apologizing, I guess, to me.
Yeah, but I was going into something else. Doesn't matter.
I got a little.
Well, the mental health thing. Hold on to your story. I love to hog the mic. No, I want to hear your response. The mental health thing. Yeah, and I still hear from some of you about all of that, but that cost me in the end too. I had certain individuals call me in and say, "You're the luckiest guy in the world." It wasn't Bob Cole. I just did Bob Cole. Bob Cole's never called me in. Bob's just been so. What's crazy about all this is how sweet and nice the competition has been. Sandy McElree, going to go over and check out his studio. He has a show with his wife, and I'm going to go over and check out his stuff. Bob Cole, Mr. Pickett, he knows it. He's out there. I don't even want to say. Mr. Pickett bought me a gift though, and. Pickett, I think my AFib is back. So the mental health stuff, I will never stop talking about it. But it's cost me. It really has cost me. The funny thing is, all of a sudden, some of these leads? Yeah, we got leads. These leads, just certain things just sort of dried up in the past few months. But they're getting better. And I just think it's a shame we can't talk about that, and you can't have a day off with that, or you can't tell somebody a month off, a year off. You know, I mean, it's been crazy. Is somebody coming in the house? No. Mom? No? We're going to get interrupted. Our daughter is next door.
It was also those were the birds. You thought the squeaking was the door. It was the birds.
Okay. See, it's going to be your responsibility to decide, most likely, whether or not I should be in a home.
Oh, okay.
So
I see.
Let me go back to the original. Jacob.
Yeah, let me hold on. Let me look up homes and.
Oh no. Listen to me seriously, Jacob. I never, in my entire dream of being a father, first I thought I never would be, and you were such a blessing. On July 16th of 2006, right?
Yep, you got it right.
July. I get his birthday wrong all the time
because you got it wrong on my driver's license too. Almost you wrote July 16th, 2007.
Yeah,
instead of 2006.
It's because everybody else in the house has a birthday, an August birthday.
Yeah,
it's easier for me to remember. You know, you're near my dad. My dad was the 28th, but he's dead. Let's move on. I love you, and I'm so scared that those things are gonna be something that'll be stuck with you for your life. I know you had a period of anxiety. And I'm really sorry.
I still do. It doesn't go away.
And I'm really sorry if whatever I had to do with that, or whatever we had to do with that. I'm really sorry. So there you go. Did I heal your anxiety?
No, not really, because I've had it all like before this happened. Like I've had it since as long as I can remember. I would be anxious about everything.
Yeah. You were a pretty uptight kid about a lot of stuff, especially Disney World, where we were going to go on the most simple. There's a ride at Disney World called, no, not Project Space or whatever. That's scary as shit.
Space Mountain, you mean?
No, the one with the hang glider. It's called Hangin' Free or Free Ball.
Oh, that one.
And it's just beautiful. They take you up in these chairs and they literally lift you off the ground and into a parabolic movie screen. Mm-hmm. What do they call that?
It's like a fisheye movie screen.
Yeah, but they got a name for it if you went down. We used to have one here in Austin, whatever. I can't remember all the words anymore.
You would like fly around and
you fly around and they would inject these smells into the ride. And so when you're flying over Colorado or over the ski area, it is you smell the pine trees and stuff like that.
I remember when we were over at Disney World, like last year?
Yeah, we went last year too. Jesus Christ.
We did Project Space, and we were assholes, and we made Mom and Ellie go into the extreme one.
Oh yeah, there's two. Well, that ride used to be just one thing, and and I remember riding it with some Russian girl and having an absolute panic attack because you're sitting there and you think you're great, and then all of a sudden the cockpit closes on you, and it's actually the bar to hold you in. But it was fun doing it all together. It's fun to go back and do that again. 10K though, people, minimum. That's your minimum in. I'm sure some of you had some great deals with Days Inn or something like that, but to go and get a place. I think we got an Airbnb. I'm not sure what we got. No, we didn't get an Airbnb. Anyway, what are we talking about that for? Okay, so you accept my apology.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't cry as easy as I do, and I'm glad I got through that. But those of you at home, you know what I'm talking about. You shouldn't be having fights in front of your kids. You shouldn't be screaming things in front of your kids. You should have Jacob's microphone level higher. Are you 2 or 1? Yeah, there you go.
I'm 1.
It's just that you weren't talking. You had a story to tell me?
So you already know about this, but...
You have a girlfriend.
No, we all know that.
Are y'all?
Okay, no.
Do you know mom has put it the onus? Onus means responsibility.
Uh-huh.
She's put the responsibility of me to ask you personal questions that I don't want to ask. So I just asked you one question the other day, and that's all. I'll leave it alone. I asked you one question, had a one-word answer. What story were you going to tell me?
I was going to tell you the story.
What was the story?
So there was we went.
I got to sit back. This is too hard to stand. I gained 10 pounds back, and I'm holding this in and leaning forward. So I don't know what that camera's going to do. I used one camera last time. It was fine.
So we went to this pizza place and we ate, and we were going home. We had just gotten ice cream, and on the way home, this guy, you've heard of the story already. He just speeds by. So like, this is us, right? We're going.
And your mother has a road rage problem.
Oh, she has
a horrible road rage problem. But she saved me in Monahans, Texas, when some Hispanic.
We'll
you were there.
Yes.
That Hispanic dude was going to kill me.
No, that's when we went to Colorado last year.
Yeah.
So we were going down the road near our house, and this guy is blasting music, and he just goes straight whoosh, and then swerves back and almost hits us.
How does he go?
Front. He swerves, right?
You have to make the sound.
Okay. He swerves and okay. And
if you don't make the swish sound, okay, I'm not gonna let you do the story.
Okay. He swerves.
Yeah.
And almost hits us. Like the back of the car almost hits us in from the front. And so of course mom's getting mad.
I'm listening.
And of course mom we like the stoplight stops him right there. So of course mom has this big aha moment, like, okay, this is my time to shine. And she rolls down the window and she starts cussing him the fuck out. His eyes.
Hey, excuse me.
Huh?
You're only 16. Would you not cuss on my fucking podcast? I would appreciate it. People are going to look at me like I'm sort of horrible, shitty influence. So what happened with the rest of the story?
She starts cussing him out. And so he's like, excuse my French because my language is too vulgar for this podcast. Mm-hmm. She says, your dick is that fucking big that you have to fucking speed and then stop at a stoplight. Why don't you just pass the fucking stoplight?
But that's not as good as Colorado. I mean, we went to my hometown, Monahans, Texas. And it was the saddest. I'll never be back there. I'm, at my age, I can't believe I'm missing time because of all the rigmarole. But like I can't believe I'm going to be 62, and there's no chance I'm getting back to see my grandparents' grave. And this literally went down outside of my grandparents who are dead, their old house. And the guy was getting out yelling at me. I ran a stop sign. I really did, really dangerous.
It was. That town is so small, and it's like desolate. It's like not, no one's usually on those roads at all. and there just happened to be one guy in one car, and you accidentally ran a stoplight.
But that's what's so sad is that town used to be. I watch it. Y'all have already heard this story. I know I did it in one of the first 2 podcasts, but this is Jacob's perspective. So go screw. That's why I watch It's a Wonderful Life every Christmas, where every store there was somebody in it. Men's clothing, women's clothing was my grandmother with Moto Day, and then there was a jewelry store next door. Sorry, I just thought of another trauma that happened at a jewelry. They did this thing called a grab bag every year. And they put the grab bags, 50 cents, I think it was. And they put them in little pieces, little bitty sacks, little bitty white sacks in the grab bags. And there was a watch in one of them, right? Mm-hmm. This will show you my mistrust and how, I don't know how it began, but it was my brother probably. But at 4 years old, I did not trust people at all. And I'm trying to think of the woman's name. Whackers was the 5 and dime store. There was a Sears outlet across the street. You couldn't actually buy anything. You had to order it from the Sears catalog. I'll just say Mrs. Johnson, but it's not. But there was this beautiful, wonderful woman who was right next to my grandmother's dress store in this town. And they're having this grab bag thing going on at Christmas or something. And there's just everybody out there. Everybody's walking around in the evening. It was just gorgeous, and the jewelry lady was trying to nod at me or point at me. I remember they were trying to tell me which grab bag to pick, the one that had the watch. They gave me all of these signals on which one to pick because there were other people watching. And I literally went, in my head, they're lying. They're just like Donnie. They're gonna lie. So I didn't pick the watch. I never did. I haven't trusted people since I was 4 years old. But the funniest part, and that was scary up in West Texas, that'll be my memory. Because now when it was all over, and I'm such a pussy when it comes to getting people in trouble. A few years ago, we had a gentleman who, he had been in radio and he called the show one day and he was being very critical of us. And the farthest he got was a tiny market of some kind. And we were having fun busting his balls. And then he wrote me and said, yeah, you guys are okay, I guess. But it was fun hearing myself on the air. We calmed down. Everything was fine. Everything was good. This guy was our new former radio friend. And I don't know what happened, but he got drunk during the evening and he started writing the Facebook page of just the radio station. It wasn't even mine or anybody else's. Maybe it was Dudley and Bob page. And he got worse and worse. And he said he was coming down there with a machine gun and he was first thing to do is going to shove it up my ass and kill me. And then he was going to kill everybody else in the building. As a tip for you people out there, this is a pro tip. If you're going to make a threat against somebody, and believe me, I've wanted to. I've wanted to make some threats. But if you threaten to kill one person, it's not okay. It's a misdemeanor. But if you threaten to kill multiple people, it is a misdemeanor. No, it is a felony. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. It's like a Class A felony. So this guy gets busted, SWAT team and everything, and he had no record. And a year and a half went by, and the boss called me in one day. He says, what do you want to do? This thing's about to go to trial. And I said, well, what do they want? And he said, he wants to apologize and he'll never bother you again. I said, I don't want to meet the guy. I don't want to apologize, but go ahead and tell him just to never bother us again. So they kept him in suspense, which has got to be a pretty shitty suspense for the year and a half that he waited. Mm-hmm. But just like that, we get to West Texas, and this whole thing goes down. I'm going to back up a little bit. The funniest part is when Mom and this dude started cursing each other out in Spanish, and they both started dropping slurs against women and slurs against their own particular race. I guess you could say Amanda was half racist because I don't know what the white half of her was doing, but I certainly know what the Mexican half of her was doing. They were calling each other words that start with W, and he called her, what was he called her? He called her a chihuahua. That was get back in the car, you effing chihuahua. And once again, you've heard the stories from UT when she almost got me in a fight that actually something I caused. And it's kind of humiliating. I was standing out there like this talking to the guy going, what do you want me to do? I've apologized. I don't know what else you want me to do. I have said I'm sorry. What is there further to do? And I said, would you like to hit me? Do you need to hit me? Do you feel the need? And this guy just kept trying to keep it going. So when the cops show up, I swear to God, the cop was this tall. Monahans, Texas, probably the only 2 cops, probably 2 out of 4 they have. And he said, well, do you want to tell him to quit being, these exact words, you want to tell him to quit being a knucklehead, or you want us to take him in? And I'm sitting there. This guy has just ripped. I mean, he's really caused problems in my family. We're all terrified, actually. Because he had blocked our cars.
I feel like if you pushed him over, he wouldn't be able to get up. It would take him like almost an hour to get up. He's like a turtle on his back.
I don't know though, man. When you're facing rage like that sometimes, and I just said, just tell him quit being a knucklehead. And you got to understand, Monahans, it's blocked off. The streets are all alphabetical or numbered. So we're on Fay and we go up 3rd Street or whatever it is, and here he comes on. Let's see, F is Franklin. G would be Gary or whatever it is. It's different on my grandmother's side of town. So that was our vacation, though. But that had to scare you guys. I know it scared Ellie to
scared
tears.
Ellie, but it didn't scare me as much. I just didn't want I didn't want Ellie to get out of the car or Susan. So I didn't. Did
you get out? I don't remember.
I got out. Yeah.
Yeah. Should have picked up a 2x4 and hit him over the goddamn heads. What you should have done. That's what my dad would have done. So what is it like being my son?
I don't know. I feel like a normal person.
Did you feel weird when I got let go?
Not really.
Did it disappoint you at all?
No.
It's really weird because the fans have kind of stuck around, at least my social media. And I got to say thank you. We finally hit 1,000 followers on YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you could do that, the YouTube does great. So does the Spotify and everything else. And I think we were up to over 14,000 listens. And then you add that in. If you had 14,000 into.
Oh, there's Mom.
Yeah. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Come say hello. Oh, it's my daughter. Shit.
Fuck. Why did you do that?
Quit cursing.
Why?
Because it was okay the first time, but now it just sounds like that's all you do. And I know you don't curse that much. Hi, baby.
Hello.
Coming over here. I got to do this commercial. Okay, I'm going to kick you out in just a second, okay? Okay, read that.
Okay.
Read that.
Okay. Breaks to go. Breakstogo.com.
Okay, thank you. Now go. Take the dog with you. I love you.
Don't knock anything over.
Okay. Yeah, don't. Be careful whatever you do. Everything's set up perfectly. That's set up perfectly to catch my shoulder. All right, thank you. I forgot to do this. Breaks to Go is going to supply us with some better cameras. The cameras are great. It's just that they're not made for what we're doing exactly. And I want to tell you about Breaks to Go, breakstogo.com, sponsoring this Dale Dudley show. I'm changing that too. I'm changing it to just Dudley eventually. I hate show. It's a show. This is no I'll tell you what the show is. It's trying to set this stuff up. Breaks to Go has 3,500 plus 5-star reviews on several platforms, including Yelp. First of all, nobody goes and gives a good review. You don't get to have a great meal and sit down and go, I got to tell the world about this. You sit down to bitch. That's what people do. I'm going to give them a bad review. That's what I'm going to do. Not Breaks to Go. It's that impressive. They come and take care of your breaks while you're at work, or while you're at home, or while you're in a movie. And they've done how many of our cars? They've done every one of our cars several times. Yeah, they got a 36-month or 36,000-mile warranty on all of their parts, and they'll do all makes and models of cars. Even you guys who drive luxury cars and you say, I've got to get it hand washed, it's got to be detailed with the finest of toothbrushes, they can do those cars too. And fleet, check that out too. They are experts at taking care of fleet vehicles. And you can get a free quote, no coats. Coats for Kids is in December. Free quote on the website, breakstogo.com. I was looking at it. If your brakes are squeaking, grinding, or vibrating, listen, the only place for squeaking, grinding, and vibrating is the bedroom, all right? It's not for your wheels. Austin, DFW, Houston, because I know a lot of you transplants are watching from up there. Austin, DFW, Houston. Call them at 737-727-3050. You won't remember that. So it's Breaks to Go at breakstogo.com. Brake shoes, rotors, calipers. Again, the only place that brake shoes, rotors, or calipers should be used is in the braking business, not the bedroom business. See what I did there? Breaks to Go, they just been great, man. I'll tell you what. And I worked that in. I owed them that. Where were we before your sister came? You love your sister, by the way. Y'all act like you hate each other, but I've also seen you protect her.
I have. I love her. 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 I l She has this one kid that always like comes. He sometimes he comes.
Please
to the
finish
house.
the sentence.
Oh my god. he comes to the house sometimes. Dude, I want to beat the hell out of him. They like.
Is it the little good-looking kid that?
He's not good. He has no eyebrows.
Well, I don't know which kid we're talking about, and don't say a name.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to name drop anyone.
Yeah,
but this kid has been just like on and off with Ellie, like he's been like dating
romantic.
her. Yes.
They're not dating.
They were, and then
we have a
on and
neighbor
off and
though.
off.
We have a neighbor though who's on the spectrum, and God Almighty, what is his? Give me his name. I've talked about him before.
His crew.
His mom. Crew. It's the funniest thing in the world, and not because he's on the spectrum. He's just funny. The dude is funny. We had him in here earlier, and we just pictured everything being knocked over and everything completely run over. Let's talk about your penis.
Oh God, why are we talking about this?
Do you regret? You know what? I can sit back here with this microphone. Do you regret, or not regret? You can't regret this. Do you wish we had left your foreskin, or we cut your foreskin off?
Dude, I don't care.
Is that Mom?
No, it's Ellie.
Okay. Do you care? You don't care? Because when I was a kid, if you were in the gym, people don't get naked in the gym anymore, do they?
No, and most people don't even have gym.
You don't take a shower? You've never taken a shower with a bunch of naked guys?
Nope.
What the hell?
Dude, I'm on a team with women. Why would I?
No, I'm not talking about that, though. You don't have to take PE?
No.
But you did earlier.
I did in middle school.
And in middle school, did you have to take showers with?
No.
This is the problem.
We did change out, but we would still be in our underwear.
But you didn't take a shower.
No.
And a coach didn't occasionally join in.
No. And if
then that's not a childhood. That's not. We had. Hold on. Okay. We had Robert Lee, because I didn't do anything besides theater, and that didn't count towards physical stuff, even though it was sometimes. We had a gym class, and you were supposed to take a shower, and I would avoid it like the plague. But the one or two times I did, there was a coach that would also take a shower at the same time. But we didn't suspect stuff back then. It wasn't as prominent. Ellie, stop that noise.
Stop opening stuff. Just get out of here.
I always love it. He gets madder than I do. You're okay, honey. It's okay.
Go open it somewhere else.
You're fine. She's watching. She's our audience of one.
Oh, okay.
So you've never seen a grown man naked?
No.
You ever seen me naked?
I've seen you naked a ton.
Oh, man. Isn't it impressive?
You got a horse down there. I can tell you that right now.
Stop. Not that. What were we talking about before I went off into pedo land?
Your ass is a little flat.
My ass is real flat. That's why I'm doing this all the time. all of that you're going to get.
I already have a flat ass.
No. When you start to turn around 38, you're going to start getting a gut if you don't change your ways. No. He said as he sipped on another I could have gotten the Tito's from Ellie. Is that bad to have your kid pour you a drink?
That's illegal, Dad.
It's not illegal. It's not illegal for a kid to pour. I've got one hair that sticks out after I shave right here. You can just see it. All right, you were telling me something about not getting touched in school.
We don't. So
we were going to talk about your penis.
Well, hold on.
I was asking. Right, you don't see it.
What?
Nobody sees it at school.
No.
You'd be made fun of if you had an uncut wiener back in my day, because nobody did.
No one makes fun of that anymore.
Because it was mostly Christian kids, and that's a Christian.
Yeah, most people.
Don't write me and correct me, but it's a Christian ritual that you actually take this beautiful baby that you love and you cherish, and you cannot wait to see him. And a lot of not necessarily ethnicities, a lot of religions say we got to cut that nasty thing off because it'll get dirty. And then there's Bob and I used to have a big argument on the air because he circumcised his kids, and so when I decided not to with you, it became a huge argument about cleanliness and diseases and AIDS. So I have one question for you. Okay. Do you have AIDS?
No.
No judgment.
No, I don't.
I'm not judgment. You sure?
I have not.
Okay. Good, because I have a coach that wants to meet you. See?
So
I'm
okay.
getting my sense of humor back.
So
What's happening?
there was this one time when I was doing band camp. You already knew about the. You already knew about that. You already knew about this. So we went to the doctor's office and we because something was happening. I was getting like a little bit of red spots all around that. The only reason why that happened, red spots all around the tip.
AIDS.
The only reason that happened was because I was sweating profusely and it was band camp.
More than I needed to know. All I wanted to do was to get to this clip. And now I don't know if I'm in the right bank over here to find it. Keep talking.
He sucks his own balls. Yeah, he really likes it a lot.
You know, I'm going to have to just not even air this now.
Oh,
It's just going to be Dale Dudley. And it's not cute. It's Dale Dudley and his obscene son.
Oh, sorry.
I've been totally clean during this whole time.
I'm a little bit too vulgar.
Oh, here you are talking about periods when you're a little boy. Are you ready?
Periods?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
So you're having a period?
No, a pyramid.
No, but you said if anyone comes in your period.
Pyramid.
So is your pyramid having a period?
No.
Do you know what a period is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a type of word.
A period is a type of word?
No, I mean like an extra small
What?
like an exclamation mark.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's also something else.
Forgetting the name.
No, that's okay. A period's also something else that will haunt you later on. Once.
No, they will.
They will. They'll haunt you. Once a month.
Not once a month. Every day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I want to say something. It's amazing how intelligent you were at that age. Because you always think it's coming out before it's going away, right?
I wasn't wrong because it did come back and bite me in the ass. Because whenever I was in second grade and you had to hold me back because we didn't even know what was happening to me. I just couldn't read for the life of me. And when we moved here and we went to the school behind us.
Finally, we found a school that figured out you're a dumbass.
Yeah, I'm dyslexic.
No, you're not. You have dysgraphia.
Yeah.
And I don't know the difference.
Dysgraphia is it's writing instead of reading.
I'm trying to make it about me again.
But it's the same thing.
I think I have the same thing because I've always had problems putting together. Is it writing?
It's writing.
Yeah, I've never been able to really write well, whether it's cursive. You don't even learn cursive anymore, do you?
No.
Yeah, or printing or anything like that. Well, I'm sorry I made fun of you.
But anyway,
Our daughter just put on tap shoes. She's wanting so badly to be on this right now. Go ahead. Let's talk about your foreskin.
Oh God, again?
Yeah.
Right.
This was the funniest thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh no, not this. No.
No.
We are not. We are not. No, we're not talking about this.
Is it still like
this is uncomfortable for me.
Is it?
I don't like this subject.
Look at your smile.
I don't
make you smile enough.
I don't like.
We don't do enough together. And the worst thing you ever said to me is you never take me fishing. And that hurt my feelings worse than anything.
I'll be totally honest. I think I was just on my period that day.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it.
I think there was blood coming out of my coochie.
People are going to give me so much shit about this.
No,
He's almost 18.
I'm like almost an adult.
Hold on, let's listen.
No, we're not. No.
Yeah. Yes, Rob, what's up?
Yeah, I was just wanted to relate a story. You were talking about Jacob earlier, and my wife and I have a 3-year-old girl. We're trying to get her not to be so preoccupied with her butt. So we're giving our daughter a bath, and she's real preoccupied with her butt. She's got these styrofoam letters that are in the bathtub with her.
Yeah.
She gets an X and sticks it in the crack of her butt, and she's swimming around on her stomach, going, "I've got an X in my butt. I have an X in my butt."
Now, Caesar,
Come on, they don't.
That's funny.
us as parents,
We'll
us
freak
as
out.
parents think that's hilarious. However, you're
hilarious.
you're freaking Daniel out right now.
It's just a phase, man.
Daniel thinks your daughter needs to see a psychologist right away.
It's funny.
It's just a phase, man. They go through
Oh,
phases.
Sure, but I was laughing.
Mine never
so
went through
hard,
that
and
phase, but
I had to hide my face because it was so funny. She just got this blue X sticking out of her bottom, swimming around in the bathtub.
Mine was sticking Hot Wheels cars in his giant foreskin and wrapping the foreskin around the front of the car.
yeah.
No way.
Can you handle it like?
Were they micro machines or?
No, Hot Wheels.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you, the foreskin looks like a piece of beef jerky. It's just giant. Yes, Rob, what's up? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I was.
I have it on a wacky loop. I haven't figured that machine out yet. Yeah, that was funny. It was funny. So I swear you had 3. Yeah, you had 3 in.
What the fuck?
In or whatever. Watch your language, young man. Your daughter's. I mean, your sister's right there.
I will slap you like there's no tomorrow. Get out of here with those tap shoes.
Stop it. Huh? Yeah, we see them, honey. We see your tap shoes. What was the thing we said before the podcast? I'll do one with you. How's that? Okay. Now tap your way out of here for a little while. Go ahead, tap your way out.
Out.
You know what? Come back and tap your way out when you're. No, don't do it. That's all right. What? What was mean?
How old was I?
Oh man, 3, 2.5, 3, something.
Okay. I feel like
normal.
I feel like if it was over 5, then that would have been like too far.
What if you were over 40? You know, whatever anybody does in the privacy of their own home, if it's a consenting adult, it's fine. That's the trick. You've got to have a consenting adult to help you put the Hot Wheels cars.
Even when you're 40?
No. I just wanted to embarrass you. We have more. What was it we were going to show? Oh, I have that one. I didn't load it, but maybe I'll do it as the outro in post. That one of you screaming in a hotel room and hitting us. And hitting us. You were hitting me.
So that one was really like.
Oh, I could relax in this. Why have I been up? Look at this. Well, why were you mad?
I was mad because you guys were like I was like joking about something and I can't remember fully that hotel.
Hey, great story. You should tell that one at like weddings.
I was mad because I was telling a joke and then you guys accused me of cursing, which now I just like curse like a sailor apparently.
It always happens when we first do. Oh, I also should say this. I got to do this seriously. That clip was courtesy, I hope, of Sinclair Communications. I no longer own anything that I helped create. So hope they're cool. I'm cool. And thank you for your permission, post permission to let me use that clip. Weird, isn't it? Like we got to get to the thing, or we're not going to do it. The album, the album thing.
Okay, let me finish this up real quick.
All right.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Thanks. That happens a lot, and that will get worse as you go on. And you're not even. I should have eaten a gummy before this. What am I thinking?
Okay. I have one question for you before we get on to this. Did you listen to the album in shuffle, or did you listen to it?
No, I listened to the album several months ago. How long ago did we propose this?
In December.
Of last year or this year?
Or not December.
I don't remember
it was
anything about 22.
It was in January.
That's not a joke.
It was in January, and it was of this year. And you listened to it in the car, apparently.
Yeah, and I listened to the whole album. I will give you that much. And today I listened to it on shuffle.
Yeah. Okay.
Did it F it up by listening to it on shuffle?
Okay. So listen, if you have to listen to
Show
it.
the album.
Order.
This is Tyler the Creator.
It's Eeyore by Tyler the Creator.
I listened to it.
It's one of my favorite albums.
And then I don't have a picture of it, but it was dumb to do comedy, but I wanted you to listen to a rant in E minor by Bill Hicks. And while I'm talking about that, I have a Bill Hicks t-shirt, Bill Hicks Dangerous Tour, which was one of the first big national tours he had when he would hit it. He'd almost, we started to do Letterman and all that. and you wear it to school, and I'm telling you, at some point you need to take that shirt off and put it in a, in a frame on the wall, because there's no more of those made, and that's an original. And I think there will be a movie, and there will be a resurgence in Bill Hicks. There has to be. So quit wearing the shirt.
Okay.
But it's your shirt. It was a dumb comparison. So let me do mine now, because it's going to be pretty much just standard. First of all, I was going to tell you today, I was thinking about this. Every generation, the generation above you hates your music. It doesn't matter. I was thinking about this a couple of days ago also, that I remember in the 80s and a little bit of the 90s, people talked about how bad 70s music was. It was the worst decade for music occasionally. If you go back now, probably pretty much anybody out there will agree with me, at least for our demo, that the 70s was the best fucking music in the world. It was amazing. I mean, when you're ending with Van Halen, and then you're going into the into the 80s. And the 80s, 80s sucked, but it didn't. You were watching MTV and you were watching shitty bands like Flock of Seagulls, but you sat there and sing it. And you'll go see Flock of Seagulls at any. I want to go to see Duran Duran, and I wasn't even a big Duran Duran fan. Who else is? Why hasn't anybody asked me? Mom got me tickets to Lionel Richie, and she's forcing me to go see John Mayer again. God damn.
We got tickets to Puma Blue.
Your body is a wonderland. You got tickets to what?
Puma Blue.
Humglow?
Puma Blue.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so remember that.
Let me listen to it,
Okay.
because I'm going to forget this. I want to go see, coming to Austin, I want to go see Tears for Fears.
Tears
for Fears is coming to Austin, yeah. So let me do my Tyler Creator thing. I enjoyed it. There were parts I enjoyed, and I did notice this. I noticed that it was that it was a theme album. Excuse me, we're trying to do a podcast here. I understand you like to do a lot of videos of yourself. Come say hello. It was a theme album, wasn't it? Because it just flowed all together.
It all came together. It was about so all of his albums have a running, like, they're just one theme. Every album has a different theme, a different, just like everything. Thank you. Just like
Was she on camera?
yeah.
Well, he's been cursing like crazy.
Dad, you just Lucy tried to get up on the back of the couch and just fell.
He's been cursing. Jacob has.
Anyway, all of his albums have running themes, and
You have to do a shot of vodka. Sorry, that's all you do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I get it. And what's really a turn on for me, that's not the right choice, considering we've been talking about gymnasiums. What's really been cool for me is to watch you listen to Pink Floyd.
Oh, yeah. I have a ton of vinyl of Pink Floyd,
and listening to Yes, which I'm not a huge fan.
Yes.
I'm not a huge fan of.
I love Yes too.
Yeah. And I know you're a Nirvana freak.
Let's go back to Igor real quick, because so that whole album, this is because people he didn't want to do a rap album, so he did like a hip hop album.
Well, let me give my review.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought it was good, and there were some good harmonies and stuff. There is some singing on there, and I'm not going to say but. I know what music is now, but I did say but there's a running theme. There's a running theme of talk-ins and drop-ins, and I mean, I'm playing drop-ins, but there's stuff all through it, which I will say isn't as magical as like a Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here.
Yeah. Or
Dark Side of the Moon, right? It didn't seem to add to the music for me. But that's also, I totally get my generation. I totally get, you're used to hearing spoken word.
Yeah.
You're used to hearing the rap. I'm not used to hearing that much. I mean, of course, I'll like a song, and y'all will make fun of me. For example, I cut Total Hell for like in 24 Karat Gold by Bruno Mars. Everybody in the car would laugh at me
24 Karat Magic.
when I put my pinky up. What did you think about Bill Hicks and Rand and E Minor?
Hold on. We'll get to that in a second. I'm trying to explain something here. So the whole album is about a guy that he liked, that he couldn't share it with the whole world.
Is he gay?
Yeah, he's
didn't know that.
he's bisexual.
So is that never mind. Keep going back to the coach. Go ahead.
He so he in the album before this, he touched on his sexuality a little bit, and this was just a story about a guy that he liked, and that how very like I want to use the word like overprotective, but that's an understatement because in the song New Magic Wand, it talks about because throughout the album it shows that this guy is falling in love with this woman, and he's trying to get the guy because he's
also.
trying, also, so it's like this little love triangle that they have going on, and since he can't get him, he's like, well, if I can't have you, then no one can, and he wants to kill them. That's what New Magic Wand is about.
What you've actually done, Neil, for my audience, and I've been looking at the stats on the downloads, is you have shown what happened when we finally stopped treating people like shit over their sexuality. You talk about it like it's completely normal, where when I grew up, everybody had to be closeted. I was called fag every single day of my high school. I became popular the last year and a half or so, but I mean all through junior high, I was called that word. So that's what I got out of that. But I get what you're talking about with the album. Ranting in E minor, Bill Hicks.
It was good. It was funny. It was really, really funny.
She opens doors.
The only thing I didn't like about it was how I don't know how to explain this, because we were supposed to be doing music. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad on me. Just tell me about the record, though. We get it. We're about to end.
I just like overall liked it.
Did you notice that the politics?
Yeah,
could,
the
politics could fit in today's politics.
Yeah, no, it was very like
and that's not because it was, well, politics have always been the same. I mean, he hits on things that we have never solved.
Yeah. He hits on a lot of things, and especially
birds agree.
Those weren't that's the guinea pig.
God damn. Guinea pig, 2 birds, dropping eggs,
dog,
1 dog, 4 dead dogs in the corner. We got Poo Poo Row back here. Hover House.
There's no poop back there. Anyway.
Hover House.
He did talk about abortion, which I'm sorry. If anyone
I listened to that today. I totally listened to the thing about Bill Hicks with abortion. I'm really interested in what you're about to say.
If anyone ever thinks that women shouldn't have like the access to abortion, you're fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like absolutely fucking dumb.
And
I don't care if I get hate for this or anything.
Well, where are you gonna get it?
I feel like your brain cells are like clacking together like they're fucking teeth. Like I
listened to that today. I listened to the part today where he goes, I'm part of the People Who Hate People Club. And then then somebody says, you want to come to a meeting? No, fuck no, don't come to a meeting. But he does a whole thing about pro-life people. If you're so pro-life, why don't you block the entrances to cemeteries? We got to go because the show business person. I just got a note from cousin Phil, and my daughter's trying to get into this. Look, dude, I told you 45 minutes. We've done an hour. So what? So what?
It's fun.
It was fun?
It was fun, yes.
I thought you went, oh, fuck it. Fine. Whatever. I'll tell you one more time. I regret very much putting you in positions at a teenage that you shouldn't have been put in. Mm-hmm. I wish you would cry. You just don't have that in you, do you? No. And I love you with all my heart. Thank you for putting up with all of the tape. I have a lot more because I taped you all the time. It will be on file. I'll eventually put it on a file. Whatever files are when I die, they probably won't even be MP3s. I'll make sure that your mother has it in the ready for whenever you decide to get married, if you decide to get married. And I love you as much as a human being could love you.
All right. Well, I love you too.
And you did a great job.
Thank you.
Get that fingernail polish off your damn hands.
Oh my God.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.